welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be another drugstore versus high-end, one of my favorite types of videos to film for you guys. And this one's going to be a tiny bit different because I'm actually comparing products in a palette to single products. And this is going to be highlighters. So if you like these kinds of comparison dupe videos, drugstore versus high-end, some people have really creative names for it. I just call it drugstore versus high-end. I have a whole playlist where I have compared so many different things: blushes, contour palettes, eyebrow pencils. I haven't done bronzers yet. I've done eyeshadow. It's so much. So I'm gonna link it down below for you. One of the most highly requested products has been highlighters, and I wanted to really make sure I found a good dupe, a good comparison product for highlighters, because I think a lot of people really like those Wet n Wild highlighter. They're like $3. I couldn't find them anywhere, you guys. I think they're called the Color Icon. I don't know. They were part of the summer line and then they relaunched them for the fall line of Wet n Wild. I couldn't find them anywhere. I searched high and low all over the internet, everywhere, and I could not find those highlighters. So I kind of took a step back and I was like, okay, well, what is my favorite high-end highlighter? And I have to say, without a doubt, my most favorite high-end highlighter is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector Perfector? That sounds weird. Perfector? Pressed in the color Moonstone, and I've hit pan on it. So obviously it's my most favorite highlighter ever. So I really wanted to find a product that was comparable to this, and I guess all the other Becca highlighters as well, because I also have the Champagne Pop, I think this is Champagne Glow palette, which has Champagne Pop and Prosecco Pop. And then I also have this palette right here, which was from Holiday 2015, that has Champagne Pop, Pearl, yeah, and Blushed Copper. So I did some research. I went on Pinterest. I was like, okay, what is even close to these Becca highlighters that I can compare to? And surprisingly and weirdly enough, the Carli Bybel BH Cosmetics palette popped up a lot. And I was like, really? I've never heard of that before. So I went and I picked up the Carli Bybel, you can't see, oh there you go, Carli Bybel BH Cosmetics palette. They sell this at Ulta, by the way. I haven't even opened this yet. They also sell it online. This is super affordable, you guys. This whole palette is $15, and it has highlighters and eyeshadows in it, whereas one single Becca highlighter is like $50. It's like $45 or $50. That is a lot of money. Granted, they're amazing and I love them, and they're one of my favorite highlighters like ever in the whole wide world. But if you can get something comparable for $15, come on. Come on. All right, I have never opened this before. Ooh, this is pretty. Here's what it looks like. I haven't swatched any of that. I love these purple eyeshadows. Ooh, these eyeshadows are pretty. I'm gonna have to play with those, maybe do an eyeshadow tutorial with those. But here are the highlighters. So there's 4 highlighters. I think first thing, let me wipe this off my fingers. First thing is, of course, you get 4 plus all these eyeshadows for $15. That alone already is a humongous savings. Like, that is insane. But the size. So here's a Becca highlighter compared to one of the BH Cosmetics highlighters. I don't know specifically the grams. I'm sure it's on the back here somewhere. But that looks like it's about 1/3, 1/4 of this size. But how often do you go through a whole highlighter? How often do you even hit pan on a highlighter? This is insane that I hit pan on this highlighter. You definitely get a really good variety of colors. So you have one that is a little bit darker. You can use it for like a blush topper or for really deep skin tones. That's really pretty. That one seems to be pretty close to Blushed Copper by Becca Cosmetics. There's Blushed Copper. And then there's the BH Cosmetics one. So pretty stinking similar if you ask me. The one next to it looks like it would be really similar to Prosecco Pop. So let's take a look here. So here's the BH Cosmetics, and then here is Prosecco Pop. That one, yeah, that one's Prosecco Pop. Pretty stinking similar. Next, this one is a little bit like kind of beigey, silvery. I'll bet this one is really similar to Becca Opal, but I don't have Becca Opal. I need to put that on my wish list because I really want it. I keep playing with my hair, you guys. I'm sorry. I tried to curl it and it's like going flat, so sorry. So I'll bet that one's really similar to Becca Opal, which I don't have. So I'll compare it to Champagne Pop instead. They're gonna be totally different, but that's okay. And then this last one is the one that people said was close to Moonstone. So already I can tell you they're totally different because there's like kind of a pinky undertone to this, and Moonstone is more of like a white gold. So they're a little bit different, but hey, we're gonna go with it. We're gonna test it out. All right, let's start out with some swatches. So here is the dark one. Wow, that is really, really pigmented. Look at that. Holy moly. That is, I was not expecting that. That's insane. That is really pigmented. It's really soft and smooth and like buttery. Let's compare it to Blushed Copper by Becca. This one Becca doesn't even feel as soft as the BH Cosmetics one does. Wow. Okay, they are pretty similar. Blushed Copper is definitely more coppery, whereas the BH Cosmetics one is a little bit more like bronzy, like brownish, but I'm sure they give the same effect for sure. Next one next to it, so wow, it has that same like really, really soft, like creamy, almost feels like a cream product, but it's not. There's that. Really impressed by these, you guys. And I'm gonna compare it to Prosecco Pop. There we go. Ugh. Yeah, those aren't quite similar. The BH Cosmetics one is more kind of like a deep rose quartz gold kind of. And then Prosecco Pop is just like a gold, like almost like a straight like gold. Let's switch arms here and go to the next one. So this one right here, which is really stinking pretty. These are so soft and so creamy, you guys. I'm really, really impressed. I know I already said that, but like, there we go. They're a little bit chunky. Like, I feel like they're so creamy and so soft that I'm picking up a lot of product and they're a little bit like chunky, but I mean, a highlighter, you don't use like a ton of it anyways. You use like a fan brush, or I use a fan brush to apply them. So let's compare it to Champagne Pop. There we go. Ooh, the swatches on my fingers look pretty similar. There we go. Champagne Pop has more peach to it, but they definitely give off a very similar effect. All right, last but not least, let's do the lightest color. So this is almost like a lavender color. Really pretty though. There's that. Let's do this swatchy. Oh my God, these are so nice. Okay, and let's compare it to Moonstone, which is my ultimate favorite. Okay, here those are up close. So this is the darker color in the BH Cosmetics, Blushed Copper. The second to the darkest one, and Prosecco Pop. Those are totally different in color. Here's that third darkest one in the BH Cosmetics palette, really super pretty, compared to Champagne Pop. And then here's that lavender kind of pinky purpley one in the BH Cosmetics palette compared to Moonstone. So you can see Moonstone is a little bit more kind of white gold creamy color, and that one's definitely more of like a frosty pinky lavender color. Okay, let's put these on my face. So let me grab a fan brush. Got my Dose of Colors fan brush. I love this to apply highlighter. It's just like the best ever. I really wanted to get something that was comparable to Moonstone, but I don't think any of those are gonna cut it. So I'm gonna take a little bit of a different route than I initially in my mind planned on doing, and I'm gonna use this one in the BH Cosmetics palette because I really like it. I really wish I had Opal in Becca, but I don't. But I'll bet it's like this closely similar to it. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna compare it to Champagne Pop. So let's start out with the Drugstore one first, because I just really want to put this on my face, you guys. I'm like super duper excited. I will say a downside with the palette and the smaller pans is it's kind of hard to pick up the product on my brush, and it's really messy. It's really super powdery, so it's already a downside for the Drugstore. All right, let's see what this baby looks like. It's definitely not as pow as the high-end ones, and that could be because I'm not getting enough product on my brush, or it's maybe just not quite as pigmented on the face when you put it on a fan brush, but it's still really pretty, and I'll bet we can build it up. There we go. Oh my gosh, that is so pretty. Why does nobody talk about these highlighters? Dang. Really pretty. I like that a lot. If I wasn't doing a drugstore versus high-end right now, I would just wear that. I mean, I would put it on both cheeks, but. Okay, let's compare it to Champagne Pop. So pick that up on my brush, and you will see, move my hair out of the way, how much more like initially pigmented. Look at that. This definitely has much more glow to it, that's for sure. And this is one swipe. This is not me having to go back to the pan, put more on my brush, you know, and build it up. That's just what Champagne Pop looks like. It's so pretty. Oh, I always forget how much I love this highlighter. Alright, so here is the finished look. Here is the high-end side. Holy cow, you can see me from space. And here is the drugstore side. So still a highlight, but maybe not quite as like, see how that one just reflects the light so well? And this one, it's there, but it's not as pow. You know what I mean? I actually kind of like the more subtle look for this time of year because it's fall, we're transitioning to colder weather, and I just feel like highlight is less of a fall product, more of like a spring summer product. So I kind of like this more for this season, but come on, there's no denying that one is definitely a lot more like, I don't want to say better because I think they're both good in their own ways, but it's more highlighty. Alright guys, so my final thoughts are I am uber impressed with this palette. These products or these highlighters are so creamy and so buttery and so smooth. They're almost like they're so finely milled. I've never used BH products before, and holy cow, I can't wait to try out all these eyeshadows and do like an eye look. Let me know if you want to see that. For $15, you get, what is this, 10 eyeshadows, 4 highlighters. Come on. There's no denying that this is a fantastic deal. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I kind of recommend this over the Becca ones. Not because Becca isn't amazing, because clearly I have like every single Becca product. I love them. I've hit pan, but you can't beat that value, and the quality of those products is like amazing. I will say if you're looking for a specific color like Moonstone, there's no Moonstone dupe in here. So there's that. There's also no Pearl. I didn't even compare anything to Pearl, but there's nothing that's that white color, that pearl highlighter. So there's that. If you're looking for the specific effect of Prosecco Pop or Champagne Pop, I mean, Jaclyn Hill created those products to be super unique and super like undupable. So if you're looking for an exact Champagne Pop dupe, I mean, you can't. You gotta go for the Becca one. But if we're looking strictly at price and quality of product, go for the BH one. If you're looking for a specific color and like prestigeness, go for the Becca one. So that's it. That's my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think down below, and let me know what drugstore versus high-end you want me to do next, because I'm running out of ideas. I did highlighters. I'm kind of thinking about foundations, but like, what foundation should I do? Someone also recommended some brushes. I've already done bronzer brushes, but maybe like a different kind of brush, concealers. Let me know, and let me know the exact product, like dupe products down below so that I know what to buy. And thank you so much for watching, you guys. I will talk to you next time. Mwah!